wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another mukbang. It's Lisa here and
Monica.
This is my friend that I've been telling you about for like the last few weeks that she's coming to visit me from Michigan. So she's finally here and we decided to do Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
This is my first Texas Roadhouse mukbang. So you want to talk about what you got?
Yes, so I got their 11-ounce sirloin, which this is the meal I always get, and then a side salad with ranch and the sweet potato with the cinnamon honey butter. So good.
So good. Okay, and then I got the country fried steak, some steak fries, and some chili. I have some chili over here. Yeah. So let's dig in. And then we did want to tell a story time of how we met,
yes.
So we'll get into that. But let's try our food a bit. I have the gravy to put on. Oh, you said this is what your husband gets, right?
Yes.
I literally get the same thing. And I found out that I'm the same sign as her husband today too.
Yes, it's a soulmate thing.
Yeah.
Lisa is my friend's soulmate, and then Kelly's my regular human soulmate.
Yeah. Regular human
soulmate. Well, I feel like Zooks is my dog's soulmate. So I have lots of soulmates. It's okay. This knife is like not
working.
Not cutting.
Do you want me to get you a
They didn't cut my potato or put any of the toppings on it that I requested.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm just gonna
and these onions and cheese go
do
on.
my best.
The chili.
And then we also have the rolls, which are like the best part about Texas Roadhouse. I feel like I need to start with.
Should we? Oh, you want to just take two and put them in there?
Sure.
And then like, I gotta feast.
Whoops. Well.
Oh, I didn't even think that I needed to cut mine too. I should have grabbed a knife as well. Let's see if this will cut it. Because it's like a different type of steak, yeah. Cooked differently. Oh yeah, it's way easier.
Okay, well. Maybe I also just suck at cutting steaks because this looks embarrassing.
Cheeto is playing behind my background, you guys.
So good.
It is.
I feel like especially for the price, Texas Roadhouse has like one of the best steaks.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's not as good as like some of the $100 steaks, but I've definitely had like $50 steaks that Texas Roadhouse is better than, so big fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Texas Roadhouse. I wish Kevin and I went more often. I think we've only gone like once since we've moved here.
We have one that's like literally 2 miles up the road. It's just really busy though, so we only go.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be old people and eat dinner at like 4:30 in the afternoon, that's when we go to Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's way too busy there.
I don't think I've ever had their chili, but I really wanted to try it.
That's also what Kelly gets, is their chili.
What the heck?
He usually does the mashed potatoes instead of the fries, though.
Yeah. Kelly is her husband, you guys.
Yes,
who we're
Kelly is
referencing.
my husband. He's great. He's
I
the one
was
with the dogs and the cat.
I was a bridesmaid in their wedding. Like,
Yep.
only
And there's
time
a
I've
video
ever been a
of it.
bridesmaid. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to actually send you like the file. I don't think I ever did that.
I don't think so. Because it was like too big or something.
Yeah, it was too big,
Yeah.
but now I've discovered a way to do it.
Okay. So yes, she flew all the way to Michigan in the middle of winter.
We were literally, it was beautiful though. We had an outside winter wedding for her. It
Yes.
was amazing, you guys.
I love the snow. It's my favorite thing ever. I actually used to live here, and well, I lived in Houston, but lived in Texas too, and it was miserable, and I was super happy to get back to the snow.
Yeah. And that's what Kevin and I really, really miss. Like, I lived in Colorado for 4-ish years, maybe more. And then Kevin grew up on the East Coast. So he's had snow his entire life until he moved to California, and that's when we met.
I can't live
But
without my snow.
we miss snow so much.
Which, speaking of Colorado, that's where we met.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Lisa always says that she's no longer friends with anyone in Colorado.
What I mean by that?
Because we're still friends.
What I mean by that is nobody from the military life there.
That's true. I was not in the military.
No.
That's not insane.
And I have the sparkling water.
And I have boring regular water.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy we're doing this. So we met in February of
2015.
Mm-hmm.
Also, today when we're filming, it's National Mental Health Day,
Yeah.
which will
Somehow
come back around too.
Yes.
You'll see how it connects. It'll be very clear.
So I was in the military at the time. Going through some rough stuff. Had literally like just finalized my divorce.
Well, you're only divorced.
My only well, technically I have a second divorce.
Oh yeah.
It was a contract marriage. I don't think I've talked about that on here, you guys.
My bad. Sorry for spilling that tea for you.
That's okay. I was gonna get around to it eventually. There's not much that I'm like wouldn't talk about that's happened in my life, to be honest. Like I'm an open book. But and we're about to talk about mental health stuff. So if you are uncomfortable with any of that stuff, unfortunately you might want to skip ahead or something. I'll put a time here that we're done talking about it. If we ever are done talking about it. We might not.
We talk about it forever, so.
It's a big part of like, I mean, it is the reason why we met. Like if we weren't two mentally unstable people, we would have never met.
No, we wouldn't be friends.
So I intentionally overdosed on something when I was 21, and you're only like a year older than me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I ended up going into this hospital ward for like a week. It like made me stay there for an entire week. And it was like, you were only there for 3 days, right?
4 days.
4 days.
4 days.
You came in like when I only had like 2 or 3 days left or something, right?
Yeah. I think we had 3 actual days together.
Yeah. So this ward was for, because they wanted to make sure that you didn't kill yourself, okay?
Which we were not doing a great job at killing ourselves.
No, obviously,
Considering we were
ended
there,
up there.
and we're still alive now. So we kind of failed,
Mm-hmm.
but it's okay.
And I'm sitting there doing a puzzle. I had not really talked to like a single person there, and I had already been there for like 4 days probably. And I was just, yeah, like not talking to anybody because everybody like that was in there just scared me.
I thought you were gonna say it was crazy. Like,
I mean, what?
yeah.
Yes, sir. But I'm sitting there doing a puzzle because that's the only like activity I was doing by myself in there. And she's very outgoing compared to me, you guys.
I
am. She is, I don't know. You like feel like you bring me out of my
Thank
show.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, so she just like sits down and was like, I have the same puzzle or I've done it before. And or like cupcakes, right? Or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's how our friendship started. We did a puzzle together.
We did.
Yeah.
I actually went there. I went to the actual hospital on the 13th, but I got into inpatient super early in the morning on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So I was working like almost 70 hours a week, open to close Monday through Saturday. So I was very like emotionally drained already. And then I was in a relationship that was very emotionally abusive, but also later I was just telling myself this morning, like found out he was married with a family and it was like a hot mess. And it was the day before Valentine's Day and he had blocked my number. So I was not doing well at all. And so I had called my parents and they had come down. and I had like looked into going into inpatient previously. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I looked into going into inpatient previously to like get information and never really did it. And then when my parents came down, I kind of talked to them about it because I had been self-harming since I was 17. And then at this point, I would have been 23. So I was already like 6 years into it and decided that it was time to get help, which it was, which is great.
Yes.
So that's how I ended up in inpatient with Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa thought I was crazy because when she would go out on smoke breaks in the middle of winter, I asked if I could just go outside because I love the snow so much. So everyone would be out there smoking. Like, Lisa would be out there like,
And she'd be like this.
and I would just be kind of like, and like twirling around in the snow, living my best life.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, like, those are fond memories once you showed up. The days before that, I feel like I was still, like, in a blurry fog from, like, the meds that I had OD'd on. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, you know? Like, I remember having an interview. So because I was in the Air Force, when you do something like that, they have to investigate the situation, right? And so they had these investigators come and speak to me. And it was, like, the day after. Like, the day that I got there, I was fuzzy. Like, I don't really remember much. I was, like, exhausted. I was in overnight.
I almost thought you were gonna throw up.
Like, a chunk of food came up with that one. I'm sorry, guys. But so it was February 10th at nighttime, real late, that I did it. And then I was in the hospital for the whole, like, next day. And they took me there, like, that night or something like that. And they've had these investigators come see me the next day to talk about it. And I'm like, why are you talking to me whenever I'm, like, hardly there, guys? I'm like, I'm still, like, reeling from the fact that I even did what I did and, like, what is going on? Where am I? There's no one around that I know, and it's just a strange situation whenever you're in there at first, right? But yeah, they came and talked to me and then, like, investigated it. It was so weird. Yeah. I was like, why do you do this right now? Why can't you do it later when I've had time to, like, process or, like, heal from this situation?
No, we have to know.
Like, yeah, immediately.
It's super important that we know
Like,
right now. I was laughing with Lisa earlier because I was remembering the fact, so we had, like, they do, like, different activities. So, like, you go to class and, like, learn coping skills, and they do a lot of, like, DBT therapy and, like, group sharing and stuff like that. But then there's also, like, obviously just straight up downtime.
Yeah.
But they would do, like, a, like, gym class, kind of. They did, like, yoga-esque sort of things. And then there was, like, a class where we, like, played games.
I think so. But for the most part, I feel like I don't remember participating in much of those.
Yeah. And then we got to do arts and crafts. And we were making collages one day. And I love collages so much. And I was absolutely devastated that they wouldn't let me keep the safety scissors, like, after art class so I could continue working on my collage.
The safety scissors, too.
Which, like, if you think about it, it's like, okay, this girl just came in for self-harming. Why would they let me just hang out with scissors all day? So, like, fair on them, but it devastated me because I was like, I just want to collage. Like, that's what's going to heal my soul. And then Lisa was super devastated because they had given her activated charcoal to make her throw up the pills, and she had thrown them up on her Uggs.
Which I think most of them were already digested by the time I got that in my system, by the way. But, like, to prevent it from going further, they did that. But, yeah.
So her Uggs had, like, black-gray splotches all over from the charcoal vomit, and that was, like, her number one concern, was that her
my
Uggs were
Uggs,
ruined.
yeah, that's what I care. Not that, you know, my life almost ended.
No, not important.
Just that my Uggs.
Yeah, not important. It was the Uggs and the scissors. That's what we needed in life to make us feel better. We were also super upset that they didn't let you shave in there for the same reason. Like, you can't have.
Yeah, obviously, but we were like, we're not, like, it was like they don't really treat you like you, like, obviously you can't take care of yourself because you tried to not, like, literally end your life, but, like, we're just upset. Like, you're inconveniencing us now when we're already inconvenienced by having to be, like, held in here.
They also didn't give us conditioner, so we would have to put lotion in our hair
was so
instead of
gross.
conditioner, which was super ghetto and made your hair feel disgusting.
Yeah. Oh.
We also got in trouble one day because us and 2 other blonde girls in there at the time decided that we should start a band called the Suicide
Sisters,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Suicide
sisters. The
Sisters.
Suicide Sisters.
Or was it blondes? Because we were all blonde
Maybe.
at the time.
No, we were all blonde. No, we were all blonde for sure.
We were all
It was
blonde.
either Suicide Sisters, Suicide Blondes, but they're like, that's really inappropriate. And we're like, we are coping in our own way.
Yeah, we were like, F you, we're making friends and we're having fun in here. And actually, they tell you, like, you're not supposed to have contact with each other for, like, 6 months afterwards. Monica and I were, like, immediately friends.
yeah, like, you're not even supposed to give people your number, so whenever we would leave, it would be like, oh, this is definitely not my number I'm giving you right now. And it was funny because the first time we hung out after it, so we were both blonde when we went in. The first time we hung out after it, we had both dyed our hair red. Like, without discussing it. It's not like, hey, we should dye our hair red. And we just both up and we have red hair now, and we're like, that's how you can tell you went through some shit, is when you dye your hair red. Like, that's very...
And then we've always had, like, fun colors. And now this is, like, the first time since that we've kind of had normal colors, huh?
Pretty hair.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to think if there was anything else funny that happened. Literally, I was on Xanax when I went in there. But it was such a tiny, tiny amount. It was 0.25 milligrams. They had to go to the children's ward to get me
The children's ward.
because it was so tiny.
Do you remember? Okay, so we were in a ward because we both have a history of abuse from men. We were in a ward that it was called, should I even say? Ponderosa.
Yeah,
I think
that's not
fine.
what the place was called.
But that's like the ward that we were in.
So-
That's what they put us in, basically. Because
I wouldn't have even remembered that.
I don't know why I remember it. Because I feel like there's things that you remember and I don't. But yeah. Anyway, so we were put in there because we have a history with abuse. But they'd walk the men through for a smoke break. And like,
So you're still being exposed
to them.
to men who are
And they'd
just
always like try to
ogling
say
everyone.
something.
Yeah.
They'd always try to say something and we would just be like, okay. Like I
Did
Air
you?
Force.
I was gonna say, you
When
knew
we were
one
out-
of them,
No,
right?
I didn't know
Oh,
one
you didn't
of
know
them.
them. Okay.
I didn't know one of them, but somehow one of them found out that I was in the Air Force. And like, he was like an older man and like tried to talk to me about
I
it.
remember that.
And
but
then
I
they were like
forgot
telling
that you
him,
remember.
I was like trying to like ignore him, and then the worker there like literally had to like try to tell him to like stop talking to us.
Yeah. It was,
Because like, and that didn't ever, like that was like the only time we were ever outside together for like a smoke break or something, because they weren't supposed to do that.
No. But either way, they would parade them through our session, which it's like
Weird.
You'd think it would be the like
Opposite.
Yeah, it just wasn't
I don't know.
not well thought out.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like though. Do you feel like you
We're fine.
got something good out of it though?
Yeah.
Besides our amazing friendship, obviously.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, I guess. And then after, I'm not mad at the experience.
no.
Yeah.
I've heard much worse experience about inpatient therapy.
We did have one girl, though, that was really scary. And she
Yes.
was throwing things, guys. And we were like, we're just going to avoid that one.
She literally, I was in a room with her for one whole day. And I asked to be switched to a room with Lisa instead.
Yep.
She literally was telling us, like, how to self-harm without a knife. Like, with
Yeah.
your finger. And we're like,
Like, that's not
Bro,
what we're
chill
in
out.
here for.
also, she, this made me laugh. Although, like, I feel like honesty is important when it comes to mental health. And, like, when you're talking to a therapist, you need to be honest. Because I did that for a while where I was just, like, telling them what they wanted to hear. But, like, you're not getting anything out of that if you're not
Being
telling
honest.
them what's actually wrong.
Yes.
And they would ask us every day, they would ask us, like, how your mood is. And then it would be like, are you having any thoughts of hurting anyone? And then, like, are you having any thoughts of hurting yourself?
Yeah.
So, like, obviously if your answer is yes, they just are going to keep you in there longer and longer and longer. And this girl, she would say yes every day, and we're like, this girl is so stupid. Why wouldn't you just lie and say no? Like, obviously I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, I still totally want to kill myself. Like,
right.
Like
you don't want to stay in there longer.
No.
They literally, so for me, it was like my third day. So it's like a 72-hour hold after you have an incident or whatever, right? And then on my third day, it was on a weekend. And for military, it has to be like your leadership has to come and check you out. But it was weekend. And of course, I'm not going to say they were crappy, but they did not care that much, okay? So they didn't bother to like come and sign me out. So they had me sign myself in for another, like the rest of the week.
Like through the weekend.
Yeah.
And then I had to stay one extra day, only because of how crazy my work schedule was. They wouldn't let me leave until I got my FMLA approved.
Yeah.
So that way I could take time off work to keep like going to the doctor
And like
taking care of my mental health. So like I was annoyed that I had to stay an extra day, but that was actually like good on them.
Yeah.
So like, way to go, you did
your job.
something right.
Well, yeah, and then afterwards, I was given like an ultimatum by the Air Force, basically like, we're going to kick you out, which, I mean, I ended up getting kicked out anyways, but we're going to kick you out if you don't.
That was almost so bad. Get down.
You're going outside now. I was being nice by letting you stay in here. Dang, did you see his face though when he's scared? He was like, oh.
He's like, I wasn't trying to do.
Yeah. He was like, I made a mistake. Like, what was I saying? Oh, so they gave me an ultimatum. Basically, like, we're going to... Rich, you know what? I probably should have taken... No, I shouldn't have because these classes were helpful. They made me do this 6-week partial hospitalization program where you go... It's like a job. Monday through Friday for like 6 hours a day, and you get like a lunch break in between. And your therapy, like 6 hours a day for 6 weeks, you guys. Let me tell you, I still remember that therapy. I still have the books from that therapy. It was super helpful.
I actually ended up doing that just a couple of years ago in 2019. So like I didn't go straight into that, but a couple of years ago I was struggling with my mental health again, and I was on medication that like just was not doing it.
Yeah.
And so I actually went back to the hospital. And they were like, oh no, like you don't need to be like hospitalized again, but they gave me the resources to go to an intensive outpatient program.
Yeah.
And it was the same way. I think ours was Monday through Thursday maybe, like 8 to 3 o'clock or something like that. So like you can't be at work during that time. I think I did that for 4 weeks. But I thought that was very helpful.
Yeah. Like I thought it was great.
I've actually recommended people like,
yeah,
I would like, hey, like
if
this
you
is
have
really
the
good
option to
resource.
do it and you have, you know, the money to or the insurance to, then definitely.
Yeah.
I obviously had great insurance, so none of this was like out of pocket for me. But basically, if I wanted to keep my job, I had to do this type of thing.
I had to pay, I don't think I ever ended up paying it. I think it went to collections. For the inpatient, I had to pay over $2,000. And they told me about it while I was in there. And I'm like, you realize how this is not helpful to my mental health, right? Like telling me while
I think
I'm
I remember
actively
you telling me,
yeah,
like,
it was
you were
bad.
stressing about money in there. And I was like, oh my God, girl, like that would make me need... Because at the time, I was in so much debt from my divorce.
Yeah.
I had literally my divorce finalized on the 5th, and I tried to off myself on the 10th.
That's so funny, but sorry.
And the thing is, my ex-husband was literally, like, harassing me, texting me, and calling me. I had him blocked, but whatever reason, my, like, iPhones back then, like, were not good at, like, blocking. I don't know what happened, but he would always get through, and he would call me from other numbers, too. He was just basically telling me that, like, everybody would be better off without me and, like, convinced me, basically, to kill myself. But at the time, I was telling her today, like, it was literally just, like, this year that I've, like, put that together. Like, it took me that long. Like, I was 21, almost 22 when this occurred. Like, it was the year that I was going to be turning 22 that occurred. And, like, I never really, like, saw it that way. But, like, processing it more and, like, thinking about it, I was like, holy shit, like, I probably wouldn't have. I mean, obviously I've dealt with mental health and depression and self-harm in the past and like had suicidal ideation, but I never fully acted upon it until that moment. But I've like played with the idea before, you know, or I have scars on me from cutting and stuff like that, or burning and stuff like that, but no. But that 6-week program though was great, and I'm really, really happy that they made me do that because it prepared me for then actually getting kicked out that same year. So I went through a divorce, then I went through doing that hospitalization thing. Then I went to jail for 2 months and
which I went and visited her.
Yes,
while she
you
was in
did.
jail.
You did. Yes. One of the very few people that did. And then got kicked out of the Air Force that year, all within the same calendar. Like that was like starting in February to I got out in like the end of September.
Oh my gosh.
So like all in that short period of time. Like I think if I didn't go through that 6-week program, I would have been way worse off. Like I would not have been able to handle all of that mentally.
Yeah, that's
Especially being in jail with some of... I need to tell you guys some jail stories one day because...
The pimp you were in there with?
The pimp. She was a 19-year-old girl and she was in there for attempting to pimp. Like, what? It was... You guys, the stories I heard... It was civilians. I was in a civilian, like, county jail. I was in there for 50 days. Yeah.
It felt so much longer than that. I mean, I'm sure it felt even longer for you, obviously, than it did for me. But
it was miserable.
at least it was, like, out in the mountains. Because, you know, you got to spend so much time out there and, you know, really enjoy that.
Hadn't seen the sun in like 50 days.
And you had your bitchin' Crocs on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, those were so gross. And like everybody's like so into Crocs now, and all I think about when I see them is jail. Like my little sister, obsessed with Crocs. She loves her Crocs. And I'm like, I don't know that I can wear them anymore.
I have a pair of knockoff Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
Are they knocks are mine are from Meyer, which is like not something you guys have out here. It's like a Michigan. I think they're in like Ohio and stuff too.
Oh.
I like them, but not like. They were really good when, like, my foot was really swollen, so, like, that was helpful, and, like, I like to wear them, like, to run errands, but I never, like, just wear them, like,
right.
I don't wear them to, like, work, or, like, oh, I'm going out, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not someone who wears them, like, 24/7.
Right.
But.
Ooh, I'm getting full.
Yes. But I also finished all my steaks, so.
I feel like they give such a gigantic steak.
I think they gave you 2 pieces.
That's what, it was literally like a second piece.
Yeah.
I was like.
Because I looked down at your plate when it was in the car and I was like.
It's huge.
I honestly thought they were chicken tenders. I was like, they gave us the wrong food, but I decided not to say anything. Like, I guess we'll eat whatever's in there.
Well, and I like to show, like, on camera, like, what places have done wrong. I know you don't know the location that we're at, but you could, I mean, it's in the city. You know the city that I'm in, so. But yeah, we've had a wild life. I was telling my older sister though that like there was a time in my life where I had like I regretted like ever even dating my ex-husband or like getting involved with him, and then I really wish I never had, or like I like seriously, which you didn't know, but until I made that one post about me like super like hating myself for trying to hurt myself, you know? Like I struggled with it for a very, very long time afterwards. And but now when I look back at my life and everything, if I would have changed anything differently, I would have never met Kevin. And Kevin is like, if I didn't have him, like he literally makes me want to live. Like before I felt like I was just going through life and like I had fun and I enjoyed it, but there was never like, I want to continue this, you know? Like I really want to, but like when I met Kevin, that's how I feel.
Yeah. It's so funny too, because like, we were both talking today about, like, how terrible all of our exes were. And, like, how, like, you look back now, like, it was very traumatizing, obviously. Yeah. But, like, when we look back now, we're like, how did we not know? Like, how did we last that long and be that naive and stupid to be like, yeah, this is totally my fault. Oh, my God, you're, like, a human god. I love you so much. Like, it's so stupid now. But I feel like that, like, got us like you said, like to the
We're
guys
healthy
we're with
now.
now.
Yeah.
And then like we've seen what an awful relationship is, so now we understand
Yes.
what is a healthy relationship.
And we both have like super like understanding and
Super
loving
nice,
men. Like
nice.
yeah. We're like, how did this happen?
Yes. Like it's very, I mean like it's great.
It's great, but it's like
But it's very confusing and weird.
when we had the history that we have. I literally just posted something on like Facebook. I like shared it from a thing. It was like, I know spooky season or like Halloween is spooky or something like that, but what's really spooky is my taste in men or like my previous taste in men. I was like, hell yeah.
That's it.
Like how we were just talking about like literally we got red flags off the bat like immediately and we were just like no that's fine.
Like, no, that is weird, but
yeah
I totally get it.
yeah it's gonna be okay. I hope you guys enjoy us. Like this is the most
Oh, God,
I think
I
I've
hope
chatted on my channel in a while. It's gonna be a long video. It'll be fun.
I just said I hope not.
I hope not.
I hope you guys don't enjoy this at all, actually. I hope you're all miserable. To be fair, I do watch all of Lisa's videos, but I'm behind like an entire month. Because I have a full-time job.
She watches them, comments on them, and
Likes them. Like, I do the whole thing. It just takes me a while to get there. So I don't know if she's already said this, so you can cut it out if you have.
No, that's
But so
I don't mind repeating stuff because some people don't watch.
Okay, so we wanted to do like she was so excited to do like Halloween stuff with Kevin this year, and now he's gone. So I was like, okay, I'm coming, and we are doing Halloween. Like we are committing to it. So we're doing a corn maze / pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
Like, they have both of them. And then we're going to a haunted house that is in a mall, which like that concept just like
we're kind of like curious about
baffles me.
how does that happen?
The website literally says that they section off a fourth of the entire mall, which I'm like, what are you doing with that fourth the rest of the year?
Right.
Like you're only using it for like a month and a half. What are you doing
And I've never
there?
been to this mall either because it's literally on the other side of town, which is like 40 minutes from.
I mean, it can't possibly be a good mall.
I don't think
There's
so.
no way. So like that will be interesting, but it also said it like it's a haunted house, which their website is also wild. I was reading to Lisa, so you cannot, which there's no way that they enforce this at all. Like it would be impossible.
There's no way.
Like they would not be able to have a single person in their haunted house. On their website, it says that you can't have any physical, mental, or maybe that's it, physical or mental illness at all. Period. End of story. Not like heart problems or strokes or like you can't have one.
Nothing.
And you also cannot be on any medication.
And we were like, well, we're out. We've been institutionalized. We're out.
I got lots of medication. I got lots of health issues. Like
Because we want to take a lot of photos. We were trying to make a ton of content. So if you're not already, go follow me on Instagram.
You follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to follow her?
Oh, yeah.
I just posted her cute little doggy Zeus
Yes.
eating pumpkin the other day, and he's so cute though.
I love him.
And then she has you've seen my little calico Laveau. Well, she has a muted calico, so gray instead of the black. That's little baby Benson.
Yes.
She's tiny and adorable.
Yeah, she's literally less than half the size of Cheeto.
Yeah.
Like, Lisa told me how much Cheeto, and I was like, that's literally 2 baby Bensons and then, like, a couple more ounces.
He's like a monster.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we're doing the Beauty and the Beast ballet.
Yes.
Which
Is
I'm
it
so
spooky
excited
season?
about.
No.
But
I saw it and I was like, I think she would love to do it. And I love like ballets or performances. Like I've never been to a ballet, but I've been to like Cirque du Soleil or I've been to plays and stuff like that. And I love that. And it's at a local theater here. So
yeah, I was so excited. She texted me. I'm like, Beauty and the Beast is like my favorite. I have a Beauty and the Beast tattoo. It's
I didn't
the
even
best.
know that either.
And like
Perfect timing.
And also I love like theater and musicals and dance. Like I did dance forever. And when she texted me, like I was on the verge of tears and I almost said no because I felt that because I'm like it's expensive.
It is expensive.
And like,
but I really wanted to
but
go.
I was like, that is such a thoughtful gift that like
that's
you
like
obviously
memories.
like thought about it and like it's really nice. And
Well, I
was
thought
like,
about it for days because I was like, I want to spend this money. Well, you know, I've been telling Kevin I have had like some money problems, but I talked to Kevin about it, and he doesn't ever restrict me. If I ask for something, because I don't ask for stuff often, he's always like, do it.
And then we are also gonna do a best friend ghost photo shoot which
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I went and bought costumes. We were gonna like get sheets and like cut the holes, and it was gonna make this whole thing. But literally at Spirit Halloween, the whole ghost costume was the same price as just the sheet, and like we don't have to cut it or do anything with it.
And I like how it even has like that.
Yeah, it's like the
raggedy
bottom. It
bottom.
has like a face on it. Like like black eyes, not like a face. That would be
You
creepy.
can see through it well.
Yeah, it's like mesh, but if you look at it, it doesn't look mesh, and so we're gonna do that. It is weird that I got us kid-size ones because I was like, oh, they'll be like not skanky, but like they'll be like kind of short and like cutesy, and like it is like not touching the ground, but like past my knees for sure.
For sure. It's like halfway through your calf.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's a kid's one size fits all. I'm like, what kid is this for?
Yeah.
Like, there's no 8-year-old who is wearing.
Right.
Like, this doesn't make sense.
I'm like, for me, it'll probably go to my knees, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And actually, I didn't tell you this. I got a steal on them because I had a coupon and a gift card, so I paid $14 for 2 ghost costumes. So
Yay! We're so excited. Yeah, we're gonna take that probably. My neighborhood has like a community like playground and like basketball court area, so I think that's gonna be the best area. And it's like set. There's like a lake behind it too.
That would be
so. I think that'll be cool to do that.
I literally told Lisa too when I bought them. I bought both of them, one for each of us, because I wasn't gonna be like, now go get yours. I got mine.
Right.
And the lady was like, oh, how cute! Do you have twins? And I was just like, no, just 2 adult friends doing a photo shoot. Like,
we're just gonna keep rambling on if we don't end this.
Yes.
So. We love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being
Thank you for having me.
Let me know if you guys enjoyed having Monica on the channel. Don't say no.
I was gonna say,
don't say no.
Say only if you enjoyed having me on the channel.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I will cry.
Yeah.
So
we don't want hurt feelings on my channel.
No.
We know you don't like that.
And make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to Lisa's videos.
Please. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.